Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well and you've had a fantastic week this week. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for the Moshville Times. And today I am back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 5 brand new albums that I want to talk about. Now, my apologies for not posting a video last week. I was in the Highlands of Scotland attending a close friend's wedding, so I didn't have enough time to check out any new releases before a video was due to go out, which completely set me off for the week entirely. I am a creature of habit, and the fact that I didn't post a video last week made my brain really itchy in the worst possible way. However, I have since checked out last week's releases, and I will have them listed in the description box below. I believe that there's 4 altogether from last week, so you can go and check them out after this video. But this week, like I said, 5 brand new albums that I want to talk about, so let's jump straight into these. Okay, so first up on today's list, I have Dragsholm with From the Bloodlines of Bram. And this is the debut album from the blackened death metal band from New Jersey in the US. Now, this was originally released on Bandcamp independently back in March of this year, but it has been re-released this summer under a record label. I missed this back in March, so I'm picking it up now, and that still counts. I believe that still counts, so I'm including it in today's video anyway. This is solid, fiery, blackened death metal with an emphasis on guitars. This is a very guitar-driven record, so you can expect a lot of chunky, intricate riffs, intense tremolo, screaming solos, and the melodics are on point. This is an incredibly aggressive album, but it does have a lot of harsh melodics and really cool catchy hooks too. Rampaging blast beats, chunky bass lines, and raw gutturals which are incredibly powerful. This album has a massive commanding presence that's going to grab your attention. Plus, that album artwork depicting Dracula and themes of warfare is absolutely stunning. It's dark, it's sinister, but there's a beauty behind that as well. This album is 8 tracks at about 27 minutes long altogether, so it's short, it's punchy, it's incredibly aggressive, and it has a high impact. So if you are a fan of the likes of Dissection, Deicide with a little bit of Behemoth in there, this one is definitely for you. But definitely check this out. This is an absolutely fantastic debut. If you like your blackened death metal with a focus on the guitars, but it still has that very dark, sinister, aggressive energy, look no further. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up I have Moonspell with Far From God. And this is the 14th studio album from the gothic metal band from Portugal. Yes, the gothic metal titans have returned with their 14th studio album, focusing on their classic goth rock roots. Hypnotising hooks, dense, haunting atmosphere, and beautiful gothic grandeur with just enough metal edge to keep it sharp. Rich melodic guitars, ethereal keyboards, and a thunderous rhythm section. The vocal style is primarily your velvety, smooth, clean vocals, but on occasion you do get those growls that come into play that really amplifies the atmosphere and makes it really explosive. Now, the sound is pretty consistent throughout the entire album, which provides a very easy and enjoyable listen without it landing flat or becoming too repetitive. This album is 8 tracks at about 42 minutes long altogether, and if you want a full detailed breakdown of this album, I did write a full review for Moshville Times, which will be linked in the description box below, where I broke the album down track by track in a lot more detail. So if you are looking for a more detailed review from me, definitely check that out in the description box below. So if you are a fan of the likes of Typing Negative, Tiamat, or a little bit of Paradise Lost, this one is definitely for you, but definitely check this out. They have returned to their classic goth rock roots with a little bit of metal just to keep that edge sharp. It's enticing, it's hypnotising, and a really cool listen. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up on today's list, I am probably going to pronounce this incorrectly, but let's face it, when do I ever pronounce anything correctly at this point? But I have Mortem with Murkity. And this is the 2nd studio album from the extreme metal band from Norway. Originally known as the Norwegian cult band which preceded Arcturus in 1989, this band were reactivated in 2019 channeling the original spirit and style of their first iteration, but now incorporating a lot of modern elements to create a very rich but highly volatile sound. Intense tremolo, blistering blast beats, and really dense bass lines accompanied by rasping screams and growls. There's a lot of haunting, eerie keyboard textures throughout, which really amplifies this very sinister sounding atmosphere without it oversaturating the album. Not only is this a black metal album, there's a lot of elements of death metal, and it gets a little bit progressive at times too, just to keep things interesting. This album is 8 tracks at about 44 minutes long altogether, and if you are a fan of the likes of Mayhem, Emperor with a little bit of Old Man's Child, this one is definitely for you. But definitely check this out. This is blackened death metal with a lot of really cool progressive elements, the occasional stompy stomp moment as well, enticing eerie keyboard elements, and lots of really cool harsh melodics in the foundation. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up I have In Throes with Sink Towards the Light. And this is the debut album from the atmospheric post-metal band from Australia. This album is absolutely stunning. Layers of gorgeous guitar tones. This is a very guitar-driven record once again, so you can expect a lot of intricate riffs, a little bit of tremolo going on in the background, screaming solos, and rich melodics. There's something about this album, it has a very heavy atmosphere which is almost suffocating in nature, but it's incredibly emotive, beautiful, and powerful at the same time. The drums are thunderous, those bass lines are slamming, and the vocal style is despairing yet incredibly powerful. There's elements of black metal, death metal, and post-metal throughout the album, and it gets a little bit doomy every now and again as well. So there's a lot of layers, there's a lot going on. Each track stands well on its own, but together as an album, despite the fact it's a very diverse sound, it flows incredibly well. This album is 7 tracks at about 41 minutes long altogether. It's a sprawling soundscape, and you discover something new each and every time you listen to it. So if you are a fan of the likes of Garea, Mole, or Harakiri for the Sky, this one is definitely for you. Definitely check this out, it is absolutely stunning. There's a lot going on, but those melodics are incredibly rich, and it is so unbelievably powerful. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so last up on today's list, but certainly by no means least, I have Imladris with Kings of Forgotten Lore. And this is the debut album from the atmospheric black metal dungeon synth project from the UK. Yes, this is a solo project. You've got your melodic atmospheric black metal, you've got your really cool dungeon synth elements, but not only that, this is a Tolkien-inspired project. I stumbled across this purely by accident, and I am so glad that I did, because as you all know by now, I am a massive Tolkien nerd. So whenever a band, specifically an atmospheric black metal band, incorporates Tolkien elements into their sound, I am instantly sold. And the fact that there's a lot of really cool dungeon synth involved in this just makes it even better. Now, like I said before, this is a solo project, and at the helm of this project is Abgul, the mastermind behind the experimental black metal project Ghoul. There's a lot of projects in that sentence there, but I hope you get what I mean. This is triumphant and absolutely spectacular, perfectly balancing aggression, dark, sinister energy with the beauty and the mysterious nature of dungeon synth. The vocal style is very rasping and dissonant. It's got a very haunting kind of edge to it, which I think serves as a perfect contrast to the ethereal melodics that are generated by the keyboards. This album is 5 tracks at about 39 minutes long altogether, and if you are a fan of the likes of Summoning, Kaladin Brood with a little bit of Astral Alchemy, this one is definitely for you. But definitely check this out. This is a sprawling soundscape. It's a cinematic experience, fully encapsulating the world of Tolkien into dungeon synth and black metal elements. Definitely check this one out. And that's it for this week's New Metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records. And if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know and I will definitely get them checked out. If you use Spotify, make sure to follow the Spotify playlist link that I've got linked in the description box below, because I update that every single Monday when one of these videos goes live with all of the albums that I talk about. Unless it is a Bandcamp only release, but I always make sure to specify if that is the case. But if you don't use Spotify, I have also included the band's Bandcamp links or their YouTube channels, just so you guys can find the music that I'm talking about as easily as possible. If you want to follow me on social media, please feel free to do so. All of my handles are in the description box too. I don't know why I sing that now, but it's become a thing. So, we're going to roll with that. Also, I hope that I am back to my usual posting schedule. In fact, I'm going to make sure that I am, because posting last week, like I said, made my brain incredibly itchy and I didn't like it. So I do apologise for that. But whilst I'm on the subject, there are also another 4, I believe, bonus albums that I discovered from last week in the description box below that I will also add into the playlist, because I didn't talk about them last week because I was at a friend's wedding, and how dare I am a very bad person. And I'm going to make sure that none of my friends get married going forward ever again, especially if it's going to clash with my New Metal Monday. I'm going to do that for you guys. That's how dedicated I am. And none of my friends are allowed to get married ever again, ever. Anyway, thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate you all as always. I just went off on a wee tangent there. I don't know what happened, but yeah, again, we're just going to roll with it. And I will see you very soon in my next video. On Bandcamp back in March of this year, but it has been yeah. Okay, so first up on today's list, I have Dragsholm with from the It has been re-released this summer. The words are hard. Oh,